Sagar Nandi. We've actually been working with Sagar for quite some time. You might have had a chance, hopefully, to take a look at, maybe his other webinars, or you've had the chance to visit his website. Sagar's been in the trading field for many years, and he developed the superior profit system and methodology, and actually it was reserved for a very small group of traders for a while, but we were able to actually take that methodology, work very closely with Sagar, and put it within Metastock. And when we talk about superior profit and Q Global, the add-on with Metastock, it's not only the system is very, very extensive and walks you through trades, etc., but the community behind it and the education behind it, which I think really makes this add-on stand out versus a lot of other add-ons that we have. So I don't want to get too far into it. I'm going to let Sagar, cover some of his trades and some of his methodology. Sagar, can you hear me okay?
Good morning, good day, and good evening to all of you. Where I am now, it is 5 a.m. I got up at about 4:30, so I am a little bit sleepy, but that shouldn't affect today's webinar. Let's see how I do. Welcome to Looking into Superior Profit Trader's Mind Through His Trades. Thanks to Metastock and Hunter for making this webinar possible for us, and thanks to all of you for making time to join us today. I am Sagar Nandi, Chief Analyst and Trader of Superior Profit, a company registered in Singapore. It is customary for the presenter to introduce himself or herself, but I will not take time for that today. If you would like to know more about me, about the company, or more importantly, about how you can use Superior Profit Way in your own trading, you may visit our website superiorprofit.co and go to the About menu. That is about my introduction. Let me continue and start with the standard disclaimer. This demonstration is for educational purposes only. It is designed to share information on Superior Profit's trading system. The information presented here should only be used by people who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Past performance is no guarantee of future return. Superior Profit is not an investment advisor. This session is not for any recommendation of buying or selling stock or any other instrument. Superior Profit will have no liability for any investment decision made by its audience. Let's now start with today's topics. I have put together a presentation, but I will not use it. I will just go through some of the topic items and then go right into the live system and the trades that were shared in traders community. So we will look some of the result that is achievable using Q system, and probably will not go into the rest of the PowerPoint slides, just use the live system. So let's look at the result quickly. When Superior Profit was started, we used to tabulate the result of the trades that were shared in traders community for first 4 months. All the trades were logged, and we saw between 300 to 500% profit was obtained in each of the first 4 months. All of these trades were using stock options traded in the USA market. Those trades continue to remain into the result page and acts as a good repository of looking at disciplined way of trading using Q system and Superior Profit Way. In the month of January 2015, 492% profit was achieved, 14 total trades, 12 trades were profitable. All the trades are listed here as hyperlink. If we click on any of them, then it will go to the trade that was shared in the community, and oftentimes with a brokerage snapshot of the trade result. In February, 401% profit was achieved, 11 total trades, 10 trades were profitable. In March, 399% profit, 5 total trades, all trades were profitable. And in the month of April, 300% profit, 7 total trades, all trades were profitable. Now few points I would like to make about the result. Firstly, these were trades using stock options in the USA market. Option trades are more risky than stock trades, and at the same time, if done properly in the right market condition using the proper option structure, then it can give significant profit as well. All these option trades, by the way, were either using simple call or simple put buy. There was no vertical, butterfly, iron condor or any other structure used. That means all the option trades were directional trades. The same trades could be taken in stocks as well. If you have not done yet, you may click through and drill down some of the trades and go through the trades that made profit, like this UNH trade taken on 23rd April making 70% profit. You may also go through some of the trades that were exited at break-even, like Merck, the drugs manufacturer, which exited at break-even, or even some of the trades that made loss. For example, CAG in January made 50% loss. These high percentages in each of the trades, either on the profit side or the occasional loss sides, is very common in simple buy, put and call option trades. Since then, we have been posting trades into the traders community. What is traders community? It is a community of serious superior profit traders who use Q-tree system to analyze trades at the right edge of the chart and share the trades with other people, other Q traders, and also often with public while they are taking it, and follow up with the result, be it with profit or at stop loss. So today we will look at some of the trades that were shared in a special forum that we had set up a couple of weeks ago. If I click on categories, then I can access all the forums, and scrolling down we can see the forum USA stock, ETF and option signal. We had set it up exactly about 2 months ago. If I scroll down, okay, before scrolling down I click on the new button to make sure everything is sorted by time order, and then scroll down, and we see the first trade in this category was posted. First trade was posted on Square, a credit card or a payment processing company, and it was posted on January 23 of this year, and today is 22nd March, so it is exactly, we can say, 2 months ago. In these 2 months, multiple trades were shared, and while we were sharing the trades, we invited a number of traders, close to 100, to watch over our shoulders to see how we are entering and exiting the trades. How did the trades do? For the 2 months since beginning, this is the result. To total 11 trades were taken. 8 of them closed at profit target. that is 73% trades closed with profit at planned target level, and 3, that is 27%, exited at pre-planned level of stop loss. All these trades were taken using stock mostly, and 1 or 2 might have been taken using option, and the choice of the instrument was mentioned while the trade was being taken. Now, one question that I sometimes get is what kind of profit is achievable by using a trading system, let's say Q trading system. It is not easy to answer because it depends on what instrument is being used, what is the risk tolerance of the trader, and also how much portion of a trader's capital is being utilized in each trade, how many trades are being taken in a month. With all this data, we can try to calculate what is the annualized return that is possible realistically on the total capital. Now I would like to just go back on the result page and highlight one more point there. Here, when we showed that 300% profit was made in April, for example, of 2015, using 7 total trades, all were profitable. This 300% was a simple addition of all the trades' percentage profit or loss. It was not looking at the fact how much of the capital was used in each trade, and it was not calculating the percentage gain on the total investment capital. But in real life trading, we also would like to know that. So let me try to do some calculation and see realistically, let's say using stocks, not options or futures, what kind of profit is achievable. For that, we'll make some assumption. Let's say in each trade, we only risk 2% of total capital. This is reasonable and not uncommon for a conservative trader, just to risk only 2% of total capital in each stock position, let's say swing trading. In superior profit way, we like to risk $1 only if we can get at least $1 of profit. So that means if there is a profitable trade, we gain about 2%, and if it is a losing trade stopped out at stop loss, then we may also lose the same percent of about 2%. Now if we have 50% hit rate, you can easily see that on half of the trades we make 2% profit, on half of the trades we make 2% loss. So with 50% success rate, we are at break even at the end of the year, irrespective of how many trades we take. Now let's say we have 60% hit rate. Then out of 6 trades, out of 10 trades, let's say out of 10 trades total, we have 6 into 2 equal to 12% profit, and we have 4 trades losing, so 4 into same 2%, 8% loss. Net 4% profit on total capital. If I do the same calculation on 70% success rate, 10 trades total, then we can see that we have 14% profit out of the 7 trades, and 6% loss. So net 8% profit out of 10 total trades. At this point, we have to make some assumption of how many trades a trader is taking, a swing trader is taking. Let's say he is taking about 5 trades a month, so 10 trades in 2 months. If that is so, in 2 months he is able to get, by risking only 2% of capital in each trade, 8% in 2 months, and therefore in 1 year he should get about 48%. This shows what kind of profit percentage is achievable if we achieve 70% success rate, risk only 2% of money in each trade, and take only 10 trades in 2 months. On average, about only 1 trade, slightly more than 1 trade per month. Per week. Slightly more than 1 trade per week, about 5 trades a month, and 10 trades in 2 months. If we go to our result of the last 2 months of the trades that were shared in the Signals forum as they were taken, as a way of hand-holding new technical traders who are using Q system, we can see more than 70% trades were profitable. So now we have answered the question that using Q trading system, stocks trading only few trades a month, risking small amount of money in each trade out of total capital, what kind of profit percentage achievable? It may be 40%, 50% or 60% depending on the exact situation of the swing trader. Let us now go right into the trades, and instead of picking and choosing, I will go through all the trades starting from the latest one. Before I do that, I may spend a few minutes on the Q charts to explain how the system is used, so when I walk you through the trades, you can follow along with more ease. In superior profit, we have come up with a number of indicators. All the indicators are easy to use. Excuse me. All the indicators are easy to use. There is no parameter to be set. There is no threshold against which the indicators are to be checked at, and there is no need to squint your eyes to look for the elusive convergence or divergence. Instead of that, we have come up with a robust set of necessary and only necessary indicators. Broadly speaking, the indicators are of 2 types. Some of the indicators are line indicators drawn as line. For example, this cyan line, standard direction line, magenta line, first direction line, or the copper color line, the relative performance. For the line indicators, all we need to do is to see whether the lines are going up, bullish, going down, bearish, or sideways, that is neutral. We also have a set of indicators which are non-line indicators. This may be drawn as bars, as dots, as down arrow, as diamond, as up arrow, or as candle color. For the non-line indicators, all we need to do is to check the color of the indicators. Red means bearish, so does magenta. Cyan and green indicates bullish, and yellow when present indicates neutral. Not only easy to use but unambiguous irrespective of who is looking at the chart. We didn't only stop there, we combined the indicators into ready-made chart templates. For example, hop on template, the one that you are looking at now. Each template designed for one specific task in trading. So hop on template, this one is used for entering a trade, and similarly we have other templates for exiting a trade, hop off, for option trading called option trading template, weekly backdrop template to check a slightly longer term trend of the stock, pendulum template for longer term investment, and a very different set of templates using only zero lag indicators for day trading or fast trading. Fine tune 5-minute template and power tune also 5-minute template. All these templates are designed and pre-built with one interval in mind. However, they could be changed using metastock to any other interval and used. Each of the template comes with its expert commentary, and if we switch it on, it will read the chart in a natural language fashion and tell us what are the signals telling about the particular stock. And we can go to any specific date. Let me try to go to this date where the candle color turned magenta for this instrument, Bank of America, which happened on last Friday. If I go to that date, let us see what is the information available from the template. It says superior profit hop on advanced template. It is a primary template for swing trade entry, primary template also for long-term investment, and secondary template for day trade entry. It is designed for daily chart, and in this case we are indeed using daily chart for this stock. We are looking at Bank of America as of Friday, 17th March 2017. At the top, it gives us a summary information of the instrument using hop on template. It says go with flow, trend following, short trade may be taken provided following are true, and then it lists a number of conditions, each of which can be read and answered in an unambiguous manner. And if we went through the entire list, we will see that Bank of America on Friday 17th March indeed had a trend following short opportunity. The commentary also says that there was no signal for headwind, which is a trade setup for trend reversing market conditions in superior profit way. If we scroll down, then we will see that the commentary is explaining what is the trend on the daily chart is, and then reading all the important indicators on the chart in a natural language fashion. In my experience, a Q trader who is new to the system may use the commentary for about 1 week or so, but afterwards they don't use the commentary anymore. They just look at the chart colors and then instinctively react to that. So we have indicators and we have combined them into ready-made chart templates for entering and exiting different kinds of trade including swing trading, day trading, and long-term investment, what about identifying a trade? For that, we have first analyzed and segmented the market into 4 distinct possible conditions. One is a trending market, uptrending in this diagram, where the instrument goes up with successive higher highs and higher lows. A reversing market, where a market which has gone up for a while shows signs of reversal using headwind signal in our case. A sideways market, where the highs and the lows are approximately at the same levels, and an exhausting market, where a market suddenly drops, finds support at pre-existing support level and stabilizes. So we have these 4 distinct market conditions: trending, reversing, sideways, and exhausting. For each of the market conditions, we designed only one trade setup based on our Q chart template. For trending, we called it go with flow. For headwind, using the name of the headwind indicator, we called it headwind. For sideways, we called it box setup. And for exhausting, as if a soft ball is bouncing and going up from a support, we called it bounce. And then we designed a sonar, a search program using Metastock Explorer for each of these trade setups. So to identify a trade in any market conditions, all we need to do is ask ourselves, what is the market condition at the present time? For swing trading, the market condition in the short term, and then run the sonar or explorer only for that market condition. For Metastock, we can go to Power Console, go to Explorer, and if we think that we are looking at a bearish stock based on lower high, lower low in the chart, we can simply run Q go with flow short on our list of instruments. Can be anything: Singapore, Australia, Hong Kong, America, or a combination of them, and run start exploration. That will go through all the stocks, do the hard work for us, and find out the potential trend following go with flow short candidate from the list of stocks, and then we can look at them through our Q hop on template. This template we are looking at, go through a unambiguous checklist and decide to take the trade. What is this unambiguous checklist? For each of the 4 trade setups, we came up with an unambiguous checklist which we can answer at the right edge of the chart and decide whether there is a valid trade setup or not. The unambiguous checklist is available from Education Swing Trading, and let me go through only one checklist, let's say for go with flow, that is trend following short trend. The first conditions identifies the trend. So for this trade setup, for a short trade, the first condition is that the candle chart should have lower high and lower low, and also the last candle is bearish, that is solid or with upper tail. This question can be answered unambiguously at the right edge of the chart. The second condition tells us to wait for the stock to go up and then tilt down with a flow color, that is the candle color, turning bearish, that is magenta. This is a non-line indicator, that is the candle color. All we need to do is to read the color of the candle, and it can be decided unambiguously whether it is magenta or not. The third condition says to check whether the stock is going down faster than broad market, let's say S&P 500 for USA market. And how we do that is to see whether relative performance, a line indicator, is tilting down or not, can be answered unambiguously again. The fourth condition tells us to check that the reward risk is acceptable, that is profit target is acceptable relative to the stop loss level. For our swing trades, the target is decided by the next resistance line for long trade and support line for short trade. The support and resistance lines could be the boundary lines which are available on the hop-on template, or the memory lines also available on the hop-on template. This can be decided unambiguously. The stop level is decided by the Q protection line, which is available on the Q hop-off template. So about Bank of America, for example, when I switch to hop-off template and look on this date, 17th March, which had a flow color magenta, that is, we had a go with flow short potential trade on that day. The cyan dot indicates the level where the stop loss would be set. That can be decided unambiguously. So all the four conditions, which are based on the daily chart, either on hop-on template or hop-off for stop loss level, can be decided unambiguously at the right edge of the chart. The last condition ensures that there is further support of the trend following short trade from weekly chart, which uses backdrop template, and here all we need to do is to check that the candle color is bearish or magenta. If we go to the backdrop template for Bank of America, it is magenta now, and it was indeed magenta on 17th March, last Friday as well. So on last Friday, me, you, or anybody trading from anywhere in the world could look at Bank of America chart, use this unambiguous checklist consisting of the unambiguous Q indicators, and come up with the decision to take a short trade before Bank of America actually fell. And if we now go back to our traders community, for a moment let us look at the Trade Ideas forum. This forum is open to public, and anybody can go through all the trades that were posted in the past and continue to follow them as they are being posted going forward. We see that JP Morgan trade was posted a few days ago. The first post was on 17th March. It was posted as a go with flow short trend following trade. And let me now go to the signals forum. Look at the latest trade that was posted there on a financial stock bearish trade. The first post was on also 17th March, Friday, and here we see a short trade was posted on Bank of America on the same date. This is part of superior profit way to align not only the Q chart's technical signals to our trade's favor, but also to see if the industry group or the sector is aligned with our trade. In this case, on this day, 17th March, Friday, we saw that multiple financials were showing up with bearish magenta color, showing that the industry as a whole was weak, and we decided to take multiple short trades, one on Bank of America, for example, and one on JP Morgan. The JP Morgan trade was posted in Trade Ideas Forum, which is open to public, and the Bank of America trade was posted in the Signals Forum, which is subscription based and is meant as a forum for handholding new technical traders. Now, I always say that if somebody is already using the Q system for a while, he or she probably does not need to subscribe to this handholding forum. Instead, they could go through all the education material that we have put together in terms of video, books, blogs, live classes like this, and many more, for which you can register by going through this live class page and going through the trades posted in the community. If you do that, in a week or so, you should be very conversant with the Q trades, Q technical charts, and superior profit way of trading, and trade profitably with the rest of the Q traders from around the world. With this brief introduction on superior profit way, that is aligning broad market sector and industry analysis with Q technical analysis, and looking at some of the Q charts, hop on template, hop off template, etc. Now is the time to go through all the trades from top in the Signals Forum. Let's look at the first trade then. It was a trade taken on Bank of America, and as is customary in our community, if any trade is posted, we always capture the snapshot of the charts as the trade is being taken. In this case, let's go through the chart of Bank of America. In the daily chart, we see that a bearish headwind signal came a few days ago, and since then price couldn't go up. Instead, at the right edge of the chart on last Friday, 17th March, Bank of America tilted down, closed below both the direction lines, magenta and cyan direction lines. The relative performance line, copper line, tilted down, and the candle flow color turned bearish magenta. And this happened at a pendulum high level, which is a very high level in any stock's move, indicated by the thumbs down signal. In the weekly chart, the last candle had a color of magenta, that is bearish color for weekly backdrop chart, and it also had a bearish release down arrow, that is red color. We also see that the movement, that is the acceleration, speed and momentum in the weekly chart were bearish by looking at the color red. And in this case, it is hiding the movement of the daily chart by the caption, but it was indeed bearish red for all of those signals as of last Friday. So on 17th March, when we looked at Bank of America using this setup of weekly chart using backdrop template and daily chart using Q hop-on template, all we needed to do is look at all the signals at the right edge of the chart on daily and weekly, and simply by looking at whether the lines were tilting down or the colors were red or magenta, we could decide that a go with flow short setup was available by using the unambiguous checklist, and decide to take a short trade and confidently post it in the community. We don't of course control the market, and it is possible sometimes that the trade will go against us, and that is why we use the Q protection level from hop off template as a stop level and exit the trade if it goes against us. Let's see how the trade worked out. As of 21st March, we followed up with the result. The trade was entered on this magenta candle Friday 17th March, and on Tuesday, on Monday, is it? Monday or Tuesday? I think this is incorrect. It should be Tuesday. Tuesday, two days after entry, Bank of America fell and hit the lower boundary level, which is a profit target for swing trading, and also hit the memory trend line, also a support line, and can be used as a target for swing trades. In this case, it was a short trade. The stock went down. We decided to book profit at pre-existing support levels, and as those levels were hit, profit was booked. So Bank of America, shared in the signals forum as the last trade, exited with profit. JP Morgan, by the way, also exited with profit. I will not go through the post because it was not from the signals forum, but let's have a quick look at the live chart of JPM using the Q hop on template. Again, the trade was identified and shared on 17th March Friday, and in 2 days, by Tuesday, the stock hit the support line, in this case the lower boundary line, the pair of gray lines, and also the yellow ascending line, that is the slow direction line, which can also act as support line. So again we shorted JPM at the same time that we shorted Bank of America, book profit in 2 days as a swing short trade when it hit support level. Let's continue with trades from the signals forum one by one. The second trade was shared on an ETF on 14th March. In this case, it was based on the headwind signal. Remember the diamond I indicated earlier. In this case, XLK, that is the financial ETF, had displayed bearish headwind a few days ago, and then again at the right edge of the chart. Also, the flow candle color has turned bearish red, which is also visible from the ribbon at the top of the chart. In the weekly backdrop chart, the candle color has turned yellow, that is neutral. This gives us a possible headwind reversal short trade opportunity. Provided that the memory support line, the green support line, is broken. That was the thought behind the trade, using simple Q indicators, color coded for the non-line indicators, and looking at the going up or going down of the line indicators. Let's see the follow-up post on the trade. This was the day with the headwind signal that the trade idea was shared. We can see that by the end of the day, it went up and closed above this green support memory line. We had told to take a short trade only if the memory line was broken, and as the line was not broken and therefore a bearish headwind setup was not confirmed, we stood aside and didn't take the trade. This is how sometimes we may use intraday live chart to anticipate a trade and then actually take the trade just before market close, provided all the signals are confirmed at the end of the day. In this case, it didn't confirm the signal and we stood aside from the trade. Let's look at the third trade. It was shared on Apple. It was shared as a short trade using double headwind and bear release after being considerably overstretched. In fact, when it was shared, that is on March 6th, Apple was overstretched for more than 1 month, since 1st of February. And on that day, 6th March, it showed the first bear release on the chart. It was above quarterly resistance 3 level. So in our decision template, other than the memory support and the boundary lines that are available on hop-on template, we also calculate quarterly and yearly, that is longer term pivot levels R1, R2, R3 above the candle as resistance level, and S1, S2, S3 below the candle as support levels. On that day, it was above both quarterly R3 and yearly R3 lines, that was extended to the upside very much, and it was of course at pendulum high as well. These were the charts at that time. Here again we are looking at weekly backdrop template where the color was neutral. In the daily hop-on template on the right hand side, 2 bearish headwinds signals had appeared within 3 days, and at the right edge of the chart it has also broken the memory support line, that is the green ascending automatically drawn trend lines. So I thought it is possible that it may tilt down at least somewhat, and as I shared in the trade at that time, because Apple was very strong, we could book profit quickly, and the initial target will be the ascending standard direction line, that is the cyan line. Very narrow profit target, and the stop loss would be just above the recent high, narrow as well. Let's see how the trade worked out. The trade was suggested based on this second bearish headwind day, that is 6th March, and in 1 to 3 days it hit the profit target of the cyan direction line and profit was booked. We could have a quick glance also at the decision template that I mentioned earlier. At the time of posting the trade, we could see that the bear release had come after it was overstretched for a very long time, shown by the series of cyan and green dots above the candle chart, and price was above the yearly pivot R3, that is this cyan line, and quarterly pivot R3, this yellow line. So it was overstretched to the right and above both yearly pivot R3 and quarterly pivot R3. At the time of entering the trade, we also shared in this case the Q hop-off template indicating the cyan line, cyan dotted line, the Q protection level that would be used as a stop loss if Apple had gone up after we entered the trade. However, in this case, it also went down first before going up subsequently, hit our profit target, and we booked profit in the trade. Let's continue with the trades. Next trade was on IBM. The initial post in this case was also made on March 6th, and this is how the Q charts looked like at that time. I would like to write on the chart, so give me a minute. I set up something so I can capture the screen and write on it freely. I am now using a screen capture tool so that I can take a snap of the screen that we are looking at and annotate on it to better explain the chart to you all. Yellow color is fine. Okay, let's continue. When I shared the IBM chart as a potential short trade, the weekly backdrop color was bearish, magenta, and on the daily chart using hop on template, I observed that price was moving within narrow range supported by support resistance line, green memory line, support memory line at the bottom, and at the top it was covered by this red resistance memory line. So I had posted that if the support memory, green memory line, is broken, then it could give us a short opportunity, with profit target being at the next memory level, which was also the lower boundary and the level of the ascending yellow, that is slow direction line. Let's see how the trade played out. Indeed, we can see in the follow-up chart that IBM had broken through the support memory and therefore the support memory had disappeared 2 days after the trade idea was shared. The trade idea was shared on 6th March, and on 8th March, that is on this candle with magenta flow, that is bearish magenta color, the memory support was broken and the short was initiated, and the very next day price hit the support memory, the green trend line, and profit was booked. So IBM short swing trade also exited at pre-planned profit level just 1 day after entry. Let's continue. The next trade was on an auto company, again a short trade based on fake upside breakout at weekly memory resistance. This company was Tesla, and in fact when we posted the Tesla trade, we had also posted a detailed blog. You can access that from education blog menu, sharing our bearish view on the trade on the stock, while some apparently famous analysts raised the price target of Tesla considerably from 338 to 368. Instead of following analyst recommendation or the media view for that matter, we trusted our own eyes and the Q charts and decided to take a short trade. Let's go back to the forum post. It was shared on February 23, and this is how Tesla chart looked like at that time. Again, on the left hand side, we are using the weekly backdrop template, and on the right hand side we are using the daily hop on template. We saw a bearish headwind signal had come long time ago, and that after that bearish headwind Tesla had fallen sharply, and at the right edge of the chart Tesla came back up to the near the same level of the previous bearish headwind, hit the memory resistance line, also hit the watermark level, and formed a very bearish shaped candle, that is a candle with upper tail, while the backdrop color turned yellow, that is magenta. On the daily chart, I saw that since December last year, Tesla had a strong up move almost in straight line, but at the right edge of the chart for the last 5 days or so, Tesla couldn't go up, slightly came down, tried to go up, and then on the last candle the flow color turned yellow, that is bearish. All this was happening on daily chart, where we saw successive days with very high activity, potentially indicating exhaustion in the up move. And as I noticed, the weekly chart was hitting pre-existing resistance memory as well as watermark level. So I decided to initiate a short trade with stop loss just above the recent high and a quick profit target below. Let's see how it worked out. Now we are looking at the same Tesla chart, in this case using hop-off template. The trade idea was shared based on this yellow color candle, and in 1 to 3 days after that, Tesla had hit the lower boundary level as of the entry time, and also the ascending yellow, that is slow direction line. These are again support levels where swing short trades can be exited with profit, and we did the same. If somebody was holding partial position while booking profit on partial position, then trailing stop could be used on the remaining position by using the Q protection signal that is indicated by the cyan line. So Tesla trade again exited with profit within a few days after entry. Let's continue with the next trade. That was a biotech, and in this case I suggested using put option. This was posted on 22nd February on XBI, the biotech ETF. This is how the chart looked at that time. And I'll explain the signals that I used to take a bearish trade on this. In the weekly chart, again I saw there was a headwind, bearish headwind, couple of months earlier, and from there XBI had dropped. At the right edge of the chart, price came to that exact headwind level where one watermark high level formed and then tilted down at the right edge of the chart with a bear release, that is red down arrow in the weekly chart. At the same time, in the daily chart, I noticed a bearish headwind and the last candle shape very bearish with upper tail, and I thought that if this watermark level is broken, then it will constitute a fake upside breakout. That is when a stock tries to go up, fails, and then comes back inside the resistance level, the high watermark level. Let's see how the trade worked out. For option trade, when we take the trade in superior profit way, we decide to book profit at predefined levels, and in this case, because the overall chart was not that bearish, I decided to book profit at 25, 50 and 100% levels with pre-placed good till cancelled GTC orders. Also in superior profit way, we follow a guideline that if we exit partial position with profit, we make sure that the rest of the position never turns into loss, or at least the trade as a whole never turns into loss, by using trailing stop on the remaining position. So in this case, if we had exited XBI, maybe partial position at 25% profit level, we'll make sure that as a whole the trade is risk-free from that point onward. That is superior profit way of managing profit as well as managing loss at the same time. Let's see the result. This is a snapshot from the brokerage. The bearish headwind signal had come on this candle, and the put option was bought the next day on 22nd February. The very next day, 25% initial profit target was reached and partial profit was booked. Subsequently, XBI had gone up and the remaining position exited with trailing stop in a way that the entire trade was again profitable. Let's continue with our trades. We have HPQ as our next trade, technology hardware company. This trade was shared on February 15th, and as of that day the chart of HPQ looked like this. On the left hand side we can see there were series of resistance memory lines. HPQ had tried to go above that, and in the weekly backdrop template formed a candle shape that is somewhat bearish with upper tail. At the same time, in the daily chart I noticed that price came to the watermark resistance level, made a candle that is very bearish in shape with upper tail, and I decided to take a short trade. This was not a standard superior profit trade setup, but based on the many memory resistance lines in weekly and the shape of the candle, I decided to take a low risk short trade with stop loss just above the recent high. Let's see how the trade played out. By the way, we also have a guideline that if a stock is approaching earning and we are holding a swing trade position, then just before the earnings announcement we must exit the trade if it has not been exited yet. This is what happened in case of HPQ. Now we are looking at HPQ using hop-off template. The trade was signaled based on this candle, yellow candle, just after the candle with bearish shape, that is long upper tail. The stock did go down little bit and then started going up. On this yellow candle, that was the day just before earnings, the trade would be closed out with a very small loss. Entry was again on this yellow candle and the exit was on this yellow candle just before the earnings day. So this is a trade that exited with small loss. It didn't hit stop loss, which would be at this Q protection level, but we exited it anyway because earnings was due the next day. In superior profit way, we don't like to gamble, and therefore we close our swing trade positions in a stock which has earnings the same evening or the next day morning. So out of all the trades that I shared so far, we found one trade that exited with small loss. All the other trades that were taken exited with profit. Only one trade, that is XLK, that we didn't take but stood aside because the memory support line was not broken. Let's continue with our trades. Tether. The trade was posted on February 14th. This is how the chart looked like at that time. In the weekly chart using backdrop template, we can see that price had come to the memory resistance level in the weekly chart and also came to the memory resistance in daily chart. At the same time, we saw a bearish headwind formed in the daily hop-on template, accompanied by high activity, very high activity a sign of possible exertion a day earlier. So we decided to initiate a short trade on this company, Tether, and let's see how the trade worked out. In this case, by the way, the trade setup was bounce. As you can see, Tether bounce short trade. This is one of the 4 trade setups. This is based on exhaustion when price goes up or down, hits a pre-existing support or resistance level, and tilts up or down from that. In this case, it tilted down from a pre-existing memory resistance level both in weekly and daily, accompanied by very high activity, and we initiated the bounce short trade. Let's see how the trade played out. We had initiated the short based on this headwind signal, and then we see that Tether dropped, first hitting the yellow, that is the slow direction line, and subsequently hitting the lower boundary as well as the white direction, that is the very slow direction line. So this short trade again exited easily with profit. This was a bounce short trade, also accompanied by a bearish headwind signal. Our next trade will be on Jack. It's a bounce, and in this case it is a headwind long trade at pendulum low. Let's have a look at that. By the way, though I am sharing the technical Q charts of these trades, oftentimes these trades were taken following superior profit way, that is aligning industry, sector, broad market analysis with the trade direction. For Jack also, this company JAKK, it is a toy manufacturing company, and when we initiated the trade, the toy industry group was showing bullish sign, and we decided to take a long trade by combining that bullish industry analysis with bullish signals on the Q charts. Let's go through the Q chart. On the left hand side, again using weekly backdrop template, I noticed that at the right edge, the last candle, price tried to go down to the watermark level, watermark low level, but closed up with a very bullish shape, that is lower tail, and at the same time the bull release, the green up arrow showed up, accompanied by high activity. By the way, very or extreme high activity is indicated by the dots. So I'm just looking at the dots on the activity bar and deciding whether there was possible exertion, and it was there in the weekly backdrop template. At the same time, in the daily using Q hop on template, I saw that price tried to go to the watermark low level but then go up with a bullish headwind signal, that is the cyan diamond color indicator, and then a very strong bullish candle, that is a hollow candle with very high level of activity. So this met all the conditions of both bounce trade and headwind trade long direction, and I was happy to post it as a possible long trade. Let's see how it played out. The trade was initiated based on this bounce from the memory line and the headwind signal. For a few days it moved sideways. The stop was just below this memory line. using Q protection signal that was never hit. Instead, price went up on this candle, hit the resistance memory, that is the red declining trend line, and also hit the descending yellow, the slow direction line. Both of these are profit target points for long trade, and the swing trade was closed at this point again with profit. This was one of the long trades that were taken in the signals forum during this period. As you might have seen, most of the other trades were bearish. This shows that as superior profit traders, we are flexible, we trust our own eyes, the Q trading system, industry sector analysis, and take the trade based on what we see, and don't mind taking long or short trade irrespective of what analysts are talking about the general market condition. Let's look at our next trade. It was on ANH. It was a trend following short trade idea. The trade was posted on January 30th. Again, we had utilized the industry and sector analysis. And then looked at the Q charts to decide on the trade. Let's look at the chart signals. On the left hand side, using weekly backdrop template, I saw that the candle color turned bearish, that is magenta, for a number of weeks now. And then in the daily chart, price broke below the support memory, the green trend line, and also below the yellow slow direction line at the same time. The candle flow color turned bearish magenta, and this happened at pendulum high, which is indicated by the thumbs down. The movement signal turned bearish, all red. So I decided to take a short trade. In this case, trend following, go with flow short trade on ANH. Let's see how the trade played out. The trade was initiated on this magenta candle. Our profit target would be this ascending green memory support line. Let me capture the screen. The trade idea was shared on this magenta candle, and on this day, price almost hit our target. On this red candle, but not exactly, and so we probably wouldn't exit the trade. Our stop loss level was decided using Q protection line at this level, and a few days after entry the stop level was hit and the trade was exited with loss at a pre-planned level. So this trade ANH is the second trade after HBQ that exited with loss. In this case, hitting the stop loss level, and in case of HBQ, as you remember, we exited the trade just before earnings result was about to be announced. Let's continue with the remaining trades. Mankind, a drugs manufacturer, this was shared on January 23rd. This is how the chart looked like at that time. I saw that there was a bullish headwind in Mankind, this company MNKD, the name is Mankind, nice name by the way. It had a bullish headwind with very high activity, and since then price was starting to go up. At the right edge of the chart, the candle color turned from bearish magenta to yellow neutral, while at the daily chart I saw that there was a bullish headwind some time ago. Price continued to go up, now stabilizing and being supported at the memory support line. All this happening at pendulum low indicated by the thumbs up, and at the right edge of the chart the candle flow color turned bullish, cyan movement also turned bullish. So I decided to take a long trade with stop loss just below this memory support line and target at the memory resistance line here, the red line. Let's see how the trade worked out. The trade was initiated on this cyan candle. The stop would be using Q protection signal, that is this magenta dot. The stock had moved sideways for a few days and then came down on this day, hitting the stop loss level, and the trade exited with stop loss on this day. Let's move on with our trades. The first trade on the signals forum was posted on Square Go with Flow trend following short trade at pendulum high. It was posted on January 23rd, and this is how the chart looked like at that time. On the left hand side, using backdrop template, we see that there were several bearish headwinds, and at the right edge of the chart there was a bear release, red down arrow signal, and the backdrop candle color had turned bearish also, that is magenta. At the same time, in daily chart using hop on template, I observed that price tried to go above the high watermark level but came right back in with a candle shape that was very bearish with upper tail, creating a fake upside breakout. And at the right edge of the chart we have pendulum high indicated by thumbs down and in a bearish flow color, that is magenta, and I decided to take a short trade, profit target being the next support memory line. One memory was just broken here, this thin memory was broken by the magenta candle at the right edge, and I decided to take if SQ, that is square, went below and then hit the next support memory. Let's see how the trade played out. The trade was initiated on this day, then it moved sideways for a while and then came down and hit the ascending yellow direction line. For our short trades, any ascending direction line also acts as support and therefore possible profit target, and the trade was exited on this day. If partial profit was booked, then trailing stop level will be set using the Q protection line, that is this yellow horizontal line, and it was exited on that day. And you can see again after earnings it jumped up. However, we had already booked profit at predefined level, and even if partial position was held, one will exit it using trailing stop and certainly exit it before the earnings result was announced. So this was the first trade shared in the community. Out of the 11 trades that were taken, Mankind stopped out at predefined stop loss level, ANH stopped out at predefined stop loss level, and HPQ, the technology hardware company, this is the trade idea for HPQ, that we exited just before earnings announcement. All the other trades exited with profit. And as we saw, as a result, 73% trades exited with profit, 27% exited with loss. We also saw that with a 70% success rate, risking $1 for $1 reward, as we do in our Q trades, risking only 2% in each trade out of total capital, we can get from these 11 trades, let's do the calculation again. Total 11 trades, 8 profitable. So if we are risking 2% in each trade and having reward commensurate with risk, then we have 16% of total capital profit in these 2 months, and 3 trades loss making, so 6% loss, net of 10% of profit in 2 months. MON, sorry, in 2 months, 10%, and therefore on an annualized basis in 12 months, 60% profit was achieved by trading using Q charts and aligning the trades with sector, industry, and broad market information. As you can see from these trades, by using some simple Q technical patterns, that is go with flow, headwind, bounce, and box, and we did take 3 kinds of trades during this period, that is go with flow, trend following trade, headwind, trend reversal, and bounce, exhaustion based trade during this period. Using these few simple Q technical patterns and combining them with industry, sector, broad market information, we could gain significant profit using stock, mostly stock. Only 1 trade was taken using option, and all the trades exited in a disciplined way, either at pre-planned profit level, at pre-planned stop loss level, or just before earnings day. This is the way we trade in superior profit. Many more such trades are posted in the community. In terms of quizzes, in the quiz playground, graduates club, and invitation only club for superior profit traders, there is no membership fee, but from time to time we invite serious traders who participate in our classes and quizzes regularly. Trade Ideas, which is open to public, and the Signals forum that I just went through, that was set up as a forum for handholding new Q technical traders. You may go through all the material from the education center and the trades from the community, or the trades shared in the result page based on USA option trade, and learn more about Q way of trading and superior profit way of trading. We also have our regular live classes. You may register for them by going to education live classes. The next class coming up is during the weekend for weekly market roundup. As you go through the education material, attend the classes, and go through the trades in superior profit community, you will get more and more confidence as a new technical trader, and if you are already experienced, these trades will act as a tremendous repository of disciplined way of trading. I hope you will make good use of these resources made available to you. With that, I will end today's webinar and pass control back to Hunter. Hunter, over to you. And thanks again for all of you for attending today's webinar.
Thanks, Sagar. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Wonderful. And just to give you guys kind of an overview here, we just took a look at about 11 trades that are posted consistently on the Superior Profits forums, and he gave you a very tip of the iceberg view as to what is available through this website and through the Q Global add-on with Metastock. Now, one thing that we definitely want to do is we want to give you the opportunity to use this add-on over an extended period of time so that you can really get a good feel of how it fits into your trading strategy, take part in some additional trainings, go through and be part of the forum on the Superior Profit website. The opportunity to be able to really implement some of these very, very good strategies into your trading arsenal. So what we do is actually with Superior Profit, it is $99 a month, but for viewing this webinar, we want to make sure that you have ample opportunity. And so we've actually created a trial where if you pay for 1 month of Superior Profit, Q Global add-on will actually give you 2 additional months at no cost. So it's $99 for a total of 3 months to really be able to get used to this system and to be able to take part into the educational materials, etc. To be a part of this community and again understand how that works. So again, definitely take advantage of this trial. You can contact us at Metastock for this trial. Just come into sales chat or give our sales line a call, or you can also go through Sagar for this promotion. He'll offer it as well. So Sagar, again, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for this presentation. I'd like to thank everyone for attending this evening. And as always, if you have questions, definitely let us know or let Sagar know. And happy trading.